Pauline. Welcome back to my channel and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Please excuse my voice for today. I caught a cold, so it's a little bit different. But anyways, I really wanted to film this video, so here you go. So for today, I'm going to talk about Visa D, which is the other type of visa if you want to come here in Europe, specifically Austria. Visa D allows you to stay in Europe for 6 months. It is longer than the tourist visa, which is only for 3 months. This visa gives you 6 months, but it is not a residency visa. You need to have a returning ticket here. So if you're not a resident, you're still considered tourist, but just for a longer period of time. So there are different categories when you're applying for a Visa D. First is for family, visiting family and friends. If you have a relative in Europe or a partner, you can apply for this one. So you get 6 months to be with them. You just have to provide all the documents, and your partner or your relative should also provide the needed documents. Next, if you're a fiance and you want to get married in Europe, you have to get this visa. So this was the visa that I used to go here because my wedding was in Graz, Austria, here. So this is important because when you check the Embassies website and if you check the VFS website, they don't tell you which type of visa. So sometimes people apply for a Visa C, but it only gives you 3 months. It's really not enough time to process the wedding and apply and register you at the city hall and apply for residency. So if you're a fiance, you get married here and then you get the Visa D. Next is for working visa. You have to get this one if you apply for a working visa, but you also have to get the working permit and you have to process everything. Also for student, you have to get the student permit and everything before you can actually apply for the visa, but that one's a little bit different. Okay, so basically it's for working, for fiance, and for visiting family and friends. So for the requirements, of course, it's almost the same as Visa C. So please check my Visa C, Schengen Visa, Tourist Visa video first. Then watch this if you're applying for Visa D. I'm going to link that video down below in the description box, so please check it out. So of course you need your passport. As I said, it has to have more than 6 months of validity. You have to photocopy all your visas and stamps. If you've been to other countries, photocopy all, and also the front page of your passport. Next, you need to have the visa picture. I'd recommend you to go to Fujifilm because they have the exact they have the proper size for the requirement. So if you don't know which size you need, then I'd recommend you to go to Fujifilm and just say the country. I want to go to Germany, I want to go to Austria. They'll just know which size for the picture. Next, what else? For this one, you do not need, as I said, okay, I repeat, you do not need an itinerary. So that's one of the biggest difference. If you're traveling as a tourist, Schengen visa, you need a detailed itinerary. For Visa D, you do not need it because 6 months is too long. It's just gonna be a hassle for you to make 6 months of itinerary, so you don't need to give one. But for the others, it's almost the same. You need an insurance. This time, you need a 6-month insurance covering all of Europe because it still gives you the right to travel in any country in Europe. So you need travel insurance that covers for 6 months. That is going to be a little bit expensive than the Schengen one. Let's say, for example, you're only staying for 20 days or 1 month. It's definitely cheaper. It's gonna be 1,000 to 2,000 pesos. But if you're gonna stay here for 6 months, I paid 11,000 pesos, and that's very expensive. So sometimes it's a big difference because you have to stay here for a longer period of time. Next, again, for flight reservation, you need to give two-way ticket because they have to make sure that you come back. So for me, I got married here. I applied as a fiance. I also have to give a two-way ticket. Why? Because after I got married, so I need to apply for residency, which I will apply for tomorrow. But you need to apply for residency, but you don't know how long it's gonna take for the results to come out. And to make sure that you don't stay here when your visa is up, you have to give a return ticket and show it to the embassy. So of course, if you apply for residency and it comes out in a month or two, that's very nice. That means you don't have to come back. Well, it's up to you if you don't want to waste the ticket, but in my part, in my mind, it's already a donation to Qatar Airlines, but I don't really want to go back yet because it's such a long flight. But anyways, you need to get a return ticket, two-way ticket, and for this one, it can be a reservation, as I said on Visa C. You don't have to buy it yet. You can buy it after you get the visa, just to be sure you don't waste money. You get a reservation, and I'm going to link the travel agency that I used and the website that I used last time. So I also linked those websites on my Schengen visa video, so I'm just going to link them down here again. So as I said, two-way ticket, you don't have to buy it yet. It's just a reservation. You buy it when you get your visa. You have to show proof of accommodation. So if you're staying with your relatives, you have to show their their contract, their release of contract. If it's their own house, you just have to show the title or any document that proves that you're going to stay there. If you're staying at the hotel for 6 months, that's going to be hard because it's going to be expensive. So you have to make sure that your bank statement is high if you're staying in an Airbnb or hotel for 6 months. If you're staying at the partner's place, likewise, you have to show proof that you're staying at his place or her place. And for this one, if you have sponsorship, as I said, you need EVE. So EVE is this document that your partner or relatives will have to fill out. And they have to go to the police station to get this one. When they go to the police station, they just have to tell the officer or someone from the staff that they need to sponsor someone. So they write down their name, their info, their bank statement, everything. And they just provide you a number, and you have to write that number down on your application form and print the paper that they're going to give you and just present it to the embassy. Okay, so you also of course have to show that you can afford for this trip, and you need your bank statements, ITR bank statements, and bank certificate. I think that's it. And oh yeah, you need an invitation letter. You need an invitation letter from your relative or partner that just really proves that they're inviting you. A copy of their passport as well would be needed with this invitation, and of course their digital sign. Okay, so this is going to be a long video, so bear with me. For those who will get married here, for those who are fiancés, before you apply for a visa, you need to apply for the documents first. You need to present your proof that you're going to get married in Europe when you apply for the visa. So before you get that paper, you have to do a lot of things. First, you need to get your NBI, and you need to get your birth certificate. This one is tricky. So for birth certificate, you have to get the NSO and you have to get the original one. So for this one, I actually didn't know what kind of birth certificate they're asking me because I already gave the PSA. And they're asking for the one where I got when I was born in Mandaluyong, so they're asking for the birth certificate that's from Mandaluyong City Hall. So I have to go to the Mandaluyong City Hall and ask for that form. I will post the name of that birth certificate here, but you need both certificates. So if you're a late register, that's going to be a little hard because you need to get that as well. You need your Senomar, which is the certificate of singleness, and a valid ID. So for these documents, these are the documents that you need to give to your fiance in order to apply for the marriage date here in Austria. So you have to send those documents. But when you have the NBI, the Senomar, the birth certificate, you have to, of course, we call it red ribbon, which is legalization. Right now, they changed the name of the red ribbon to apostille, so it doesn't look the same anymore. It looks different. I think I have a picture of that here. I just have to find it. This is the old one, but the new one looks different. It actually shocked me that it kind of looks different now. but it's still the same document. It really doesn't matter so much, but you have to always have to find it. I'll show it to you later. But anyways, it's the same. You have to go to DFA and get your documents red ribbon or legalized before. Okay, so you need your NBI, your birth certificate, and your SENOMAR. You need to go to the DFA and red ribbon it or legalize the documents. After that, you can't send it to your partner yet. Not yet. You have to go to the Austrian Embassy and legalize your documents. So for this one, it's going to take time and a bit of money. So for DFA, it only takes 4 days for 100 pesos for red ribbon. If you want to expedite it, you need to pay 200 pesos per document, and it only takes 1 day. So that's very fast. I think the Filipino part is fast. But for legalization, you have to book an appointment at the Austrian Embassy. I will link it down below. It's on their website. And most of the time, it takes a month before you legalize. And before you can book, it takes a month because there's so many people legalizing their papers. You really have to get a good date. So for that, you have to book your appointment online and go there on time. You have to provide IDs as well. And you have to give the photocopies. Now, if you need to legalize your NBI, you have to show your birth certificate as well. So if you need to legalize your birth certificate, you have to show your other birth certificate from where you're born. So from the city hall, not just PSA or NSO. So next, SENOMAR, you also have to just provide birth certificate or NBI. This is just for clarification. They just want to check it properly. Now, it usually takes a week to a month. I was lucky I got it after a week, but my friend, she was applying for a student visa. She needed her documents to be legalized. It took her a month, and it can take up your time. So you have to make it. You have to make sure that you book it beforehand, and you have to pay. I think I had to pay 4,000 pesos, 4,500 per document. So I had my NBI, birth certificate, and SENOMAR. That was like 15,000 pesos. After that, I can send it to Europe. Okay, so my video was cut, so I have to repeat. Okay, so here, after you legalize it at the Austrian Embassy, hopefully it doesn't take so much of your time. In my case, as I said, it only took a week. For my friend, it took a month. So it will cost you money. In my case, I was applying for a fiance visa D family, and it falls under family and friends because it's my partner. And I had to pay almost 15,000 pesos because it cost 4,500 or something per document. And you really need to legalize it. You cannot send your documents to Europe without the red ribbon and without legalizing it at the embassy. So this is a big difference from Germany. In Germany, you don't need red ribbon, but you need to get CI. CI means they investigate the people around you. They ask your neighbors, they ask your family members, they ask your friends, they go to your school, high school. That's what my friend said from Goethe Institute. In Austria, when you're applying for a fiancé visa, actually they don't investigate you. Maybe they check your Facebook or Instagram, but I don't know. But the German embassy is very strict. They really exert effort just to check if you're a real couple. For this one, luckily they don't do CI. They just ask you for a lot of documents and a lot of processing. But after the legalization from both parts, Philippine and Austrian, you can send your documents. You can send your documents to your partner, and your partner will just have to give it to the city hall. And then after that, you get a date, a time of your wedding, and they're gonna give you a confirmation paper that you can give when you apply for a visa. Now, okay, so I said a while ago about the red ribbon. It looks like this before, and right now, as I said, it's already the apostille. It says apostille here, and excuse me. And then for this one, when you legalize it, after that, you're just going to get this very small paper here. So for 4,500, that is very small paper to get. And it's very expensive. When I saw it, I was like, this is it. For 3 pieces of this small paper, I had to pay 15,000 pesos, but this is a requirement to get married, so you really need to get that one. Okay. Now, so if you're gonna get married, those are the things that you need to do before you apply for the visa. Next, after the visa, what do you need to do? You need to do a CFO counseling. So you have to book. I have to link it down below. I will link it down below. So this is I think it's a government building. It's CFO, and they provide different types of seminar. They have one for teens, they have one for OFWs, and they have one for spouses. And here they mainly just discuss what you need to do just in case you get abused by your partner. Hopefully not, knock on wood. But they just make you aware that it's always not a happy ending, and they're always there to help. They give you the phone numbers where you're gonna call if something bad happens, the Philippine Embassy and everything, and just like teach you how to work out the marriage just in case you have to compromise. These people are not from Asia, so they divide the groups from different continents. So you have Oceania, Asia, America, and Europe. So they're just gonna discuss everything depending on the continent, maybe for just to group the examples. And for this one, I would recommend you to apply for the CFO certificate once you get the visa, because some people that I was with, they didn't have the visa yet, so they were only given the certificate. So that means when they apply for the visa, they have to go back there. So you have to go back there twice. So I think it's kind of a hassle to just go back there twice. So for me, I would recommend you to just get your CFO certificate when you have the visa, because they're going to give you a sticker as well. So for the sticker, they just put it beside the visa. So for the visa, they're gonna put it on the other side, and then the other side is the sticker. For this one, you always have to bring the certificate and the sticker every time you go back home and fly out, especially if you're going back to that country. I think it's proof that you made this, you did the seminar. Okay. So again, for CFO, you get it when you get the visa. After that, you're going to get a certificate that looks like this. You can fold it, but you cannot laminate it. That's what they told us, because there's a dry seal here. You can feel it. You're not allowed to laminate it because they cannot check the authenticity of it. But you can always fold it, that's what I said. But for me, I actually keep it with my insurance because it's in this very long folder and it fits perfectly. For the sticker, they give it next to your visa, as I said a while ago. I'll just show it to you. It's here. And you have to make sure that the country is correct, because they're going to put the country of your partner here. You're going to write Austria, so you have to check the spelling. It's Austria or Australia. So that I was always worried, because in Japan they always make mistakes about the two countries. So those are the things. For CFO, it's not actually difficult, but when you apply for the seminar, I just recommend you to go there early, because there's so many papers to fill out, and you really need to know a lot of the info. Before you go here, you have to ask every detail of your husband: the address, the phone number, the email, the passport number, a copy of it, because you have to write it down on the form and submit it to them. And also wear proper clothes, because you're going to take a picture here and they're gonna put that picture on the certificate. It is quite it's black and white, but at least it's nice to wear something formal. Okay. And for the visa interview, they're going to ask you questions. You apply for the visa at the VFS, not at the embassy, visa D. And for this one, it's always just gonna be the same questions. They're going to try and trick you. So in my case, they would ask, oh, how many times have you been to Europe? 4 times? said 3 times. And then after a few questions, they're going to ask you, oh, it's your 4th time in Europe, right? And I'm like, 3rd. And then also with the dates, they're going to try and confuse you with the dates. So first they're going to ask you, okay, so when did you meet? Oh, we met in September 24. Oh, okay. And then after a few questions, they're gonna, oh, you met on September 27, right? So they're going to check if you really know the dates, your anniversary, how long have you been dating, if you met online, if you met through a mutual friend, everything. And luckily, the person who handled my interview was very nice. She was in a good mood. The interview really went well. It wasn't so bad. But for my other friends, I heard that they have to check 2 months of your chat with your fiance. So you have to give your Messenger, WhatsApp, or whatever program you use to talk to your partner, and you really have no privacy here. You have to just give everything, and then they're gonna check it, which is, it's outrageous. I don't think it's nice, but it is what it is. So for the CFO, I will make a separate video about the step-by-step process and my experience, but for now it's just an overview to help you out with the visa D, and of course being a fiance, that's what I experienced, so that's what I wanted to share. I will link everything from application form, checklist, website, VFS, and everything. If you have any questions about fiance visa or visa D, or if you want to stay and visit your family for 6 months, then feel free to comment down below. And if you like this video and you find it informative, I hope you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And also, I have my Instagram account linked down below and my Facebook page, so you can message me first before adding me on Facebook because it's just a bit private. So message me first if you have any questions. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!